Capricorn, welcome to your monthly horoscope for March 2024. My name is Adina. I'm an intuitive astrologer, and in this video, I will be going over all of the significant energies for the month of March and major themes and topics you will be moving through. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you align with my energy and enjoy my content. Now let's get right into it. So, I first just want to start by mentioning that this is our last month with having all planets direct. We have Mercury stationing retrograde April 1st. So, we really want to be taking advantage of these last few weeks, having all planets direct. Now, also, I want to touch on that Sun, Mercury, Saturn, Cazimi that took place in Pisces that final week, the last week of February. I would love to hear in the comments below how this really showed up for you. This was in your third house of your mindset, Mercury already ruling the mind. There may have been huge epiphany. Usually with Mercury Cazimis, there can be some clarity, insight, understandings, but it was with Saturn. So there was like really some karmic endings taking place, some final realizations, a really big shift in mindset. It could definitely be. Now, that third house also rules community, neighbors, siblings, cousins. So there may have been something quite significant going on within your community or maybe with your siblings, your extended family. Vehicles is also in that third house. Communication, thoughts, mindset. I kind of already mentioned that. But this was a really big energy. And so I would love to hear in the comments below, a very unique transit. I would love to hear in the comments below how that kind of showed up for you. Was there a significant shift in mindset or an understanding of maybe how you once thought is no longer in alignment and shifting your mindset in some way? Because it's almost like the ending of a karmic cycle. Saturn's very karmic, plus Pisces is very karmic. So it's almost like there's some karmic completions and endings taking place. Now, on March 1st, we have the Sun sextile Jupiter and Venus sextiling Chiron. Now, we have been moving through that North Node Chiron conjunction the month of February, where, we're all going through this massive personal healing, really becoming aware of certain aspects of ourselves that have been holding us back in some way, healing that and moving forward. So when we have Venus sextile Chiron, there can really be some beautiful support to help with that healing process. Now, the Sun sextile Jupiter can be a great day for insight, clarity, especially with what was ever brought to the surface with that Cazimi energy with Saturn. So that can be really beautiful. Now, on the second, Venus is going to square Uranus, and Venus is still here in your second house of money, finances, and material possessions. Venus also rules your fifth house and your 10th house of career and public reputation. The fifth house is children, creativity, passion, romance, hobbies, interests. So there can be something very unexpected in these areas of life showing up for you. But I want you to remember that squares can be difficult because Uranus is involved as well. There can be something very sudden, chaotic, or disruptive showing up. But always remember that these things are brought to the surface so that we can grow on a deep personal level. So as long as we move through them, we have that awareness, we have that self-awareness, squares can bring in amazing opportunities for personal growth. But there can be something unexpected, maybe around children, or maybe around your career, or maybe around, romance or hobbies or interests that is sudden, possibly chaotic, that you're having to address with this. And then on the 8th, we have Mars squaring Uranus. And this is going to be felt. This is going to be felt collectively and individually. Mars is in your second house of money, finances, and material possessions. Uranus also rules that second house. So there could be something around finances really showing up at this time that you're having to address. Now, the same day, we have Mercury conjunct Neptune and the Sun sextile to Uranus. So we want to lean on the Sun sextile to Uranus to kind of help navigate that square energy. But the thing is that there's not going to be any clear answers right now. This is not a day to make decisions because Mercury is conjunct Neptune. So whatever is showing up, if you can sit with it, ride the wave, wait for the energy to subside a little bit. We don't want to be making any sudden drastic changes with this energy. Now, on the 9th, we have Mercury entering Aries. So, Mercury is going to be right here. Enter your fourth house. So, there can be more focus on home, family, property, real estate. On the 10th, we're going to have our new moon in Pisces and also Mercury sextile Pluto. So, Mercury, now I love this Mercury sextile to Pluto because this really can be some psychological transformation and a shift in mindset in some way because Pluto is a very psychological planet. Mercury rules our mind and mindset. So there really can be some type of mindset shift here. Now, with the new moon, I'm not going to spend too much time on the new moon because I do post videos about the new moon and full moon going into the chart and all 12 rising signs. So make sure you watch for that. But what I will say about this new moon is that this is essentially when we start to enter eclipse season because we're going to have an eclipse at the end of March. So the energy is going to start to feel heavy at this point. Start to pay attention to what is showing up for you because you have the nodes, the north node in your fourth house of home, family, property, and real estate and the south node in your 10th house of career and public reputation. So these areas of life are going through massive changes this year. Now, I will be getting into this eclipse energy as we move later on in the slides. But on the 11th, we will have Venus entering Pisces with Saturn. So Venus does very well in Pisces. Venus is exalted in Pisces. This is a great energy for Venus. We do have Saturn, though, which is creating this different feel of the two, Venus being in Pisces, but there can be definitely more focus on your community, maybe, hanging out with siblings, cousins, and also, again, more shift in your mindset. Saturn being here until 2026, there's already going to be kind of a shift in mindset with this energy. Now, the 16th and 17th, we're going to have the Sun conjunct Neptune. And I do love this for energy work, spiritual work, intuitive work. The Sun literally represents our life force energy and consciousness. Neptune represents spirituality. And so this really is a great day to do spiritual work and energy work on yourself. Now, once we get to the third week on the 18th, we have Mercury conjunct the North Node. And this is when Mercury enters pre-shadow because Mercury is going to station retrograde on the 1st and retrograde on the 1st of April and retrograde back to 15 degrees of Aries. So once Mercury enters this 15th degree point, we want to start to pay attention to what is showing up for us because we're going to be navigating that energy and addressing those themes and topics for about the next month. This is in your fourth house of home, family, and property and real estate. And so there might be something you're rethinking and reevaluating in this area of life. But once we get to the 18th, you want to start to pay attention to what is showing up, what is, coming to your awareness at this point. Now, on the 19th or 20th, depending on your time zone, the Sun is going to enter Aries. So we start a brand new astrological new year. And this is a great time to set intentions and goals for the next 12 months, the next zodiacal new year. Now, on the 20th, we also have Mercury conjunct Chiron. And so there can be some insight here for this healing process taking place, whatever the North Node Chiron energy kind of activated for you along your healing journey. There can definitely be some insight here. Pay attention to your intuitive downloads on this day. On the 21st, we will have Venus conjunct Saturn. So I've been talking about this Venus conjunct Saturn energy with the other signs, and on a more optimistic, positive level, where I look at this as like really beautiful, romantic, committed partnerships developed, which it absolutely can be. Now it can go different ways, of course. It's not always manifested in that way, but Venus does very well in Pisces, conjunct Saturn, which represents commitments, responsibility, accountability. It really can be solid, committed partnerships. This is in your third house, though. So there might be something going on with siblings, cousins, maybe something with a neighbor, something within your community. Like maybe you're deciding that you want to commit yourself or, I hate saying commit yourself because it sounds like you're going into an asylum or something. Where you decide that you want to get involved within a group within your community or get involved within your community in some way. And again, this could also have to do with your mindset, your thoughts, things along those lines. Now on the 22nd, we will have Mars entering Pisces. So this shifts the energy a little bit because Mars rules our motivation, willpower, and drive. Being in Pisces, which is a very mutable, watery, emotional type of energy, it does kind of dim the light a little bit. Now, having Mars in your third house, we do want to be watching for anger, aggression, and conflict with siblings, with cousins, with neighbors, and also vehicles, things like that. All those third house themes and topics, having Mars in that third house. Now, once we get to week 4 on the 25th, we have our full moon lunar eclipse in Libra. Now, that is in your 10th house of career and public reputation. I want you to think back to October of 2023. What were you moving through? What was showing up for you? There's more to that story that started back in October 2023. So the nodes take about 18 months to transit the sign. So the North Node is in Aries for about 18 months. So the nodes entered Aries and Libra July of 2023. So they're going to be there till we get into 2025. So all of this year, these areas of life are going through massive changes. Now, whatever was started back in October of 2023 when we had our solar eclipse in Libra, there's more to that story. And this has to do with your career and public reputation. So think back to October. What changes were you thinking about making within your career? This is a full moon lunar eclipse. So this is a culmination point. This is when things can start to manifest. Because it is the South Node, this could be when you're releasing something and letting something go, or something may be coming back from the past. Now, on the 27th, we will have Venus sextile Uranus. So this can be, beautiful, unexpected support showing up for Venus rules that 10th house and currently the South Node. So this can be some beautiful support showing up for whatever changes are taking place around your career and public reputation. So Capricorn, I hope that this helps you navigate the energies for March. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget, let me know in the comments below how these energies show up for you. I love to hear everyone's astrology stories. So thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you align with my energy and enjoy my content. And I will connect with you all in the next one.